and happy dancing folks, especially folk dance, Kathakali. It's very good dance. Anyways, welcome to the stream. And idea of the stream is not just to do this, but to add a segment, document. You're not reading it incorrect. I just I just did a word play, idiotic, but anyway. So I thought it's good stream से कुछ फ़ायदा तो होता नहीं है वैसे भी. It's good to reflect for my future self. I'm already preparing for my future self. So I'll reflect on it. Whatever was going on in life, it's a good way. Anyway, कोई डायरी तो लिखता है नहीं. Like not religiously. Whenever you get time, maybe you scribble something here and there, but no one writes it like so. In document, not I'll not be like very honest because it is not for audience. Uh, I'll put here and there some things which will be hint for me. I'm not fucking honest. I'm not Mahatma Gandhi, or I'm not doing experiment of truths. Uh, so I'll be covered only, but here and there, मतलब जो भी words होता है, maybe my future self will remember it and get it what I was actually saying. By the way, 28/12, it's 30 today now. 28 तारीख is very special. Anyways, और क्या मतलब आज स्टडी किया. आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर जेट. तो if you know, one of the method for preparing is to give mocks, to give sectional, to practice such questions which gets asked in exam. But I didn't do that today. मतलब मैंने type of syllabus cover किया 2-3 days before, like since I was not streaming that time. I did give mocks and sectional, but yeah, that's the best way to prepare, not to cover syllabus, but to, let's say, ki go back and forth between question, learn a concept, go again to the question, try to solve it, go to another question, try to solve it, learn the concept in between. So that way you learn a lot, and in a practical, like writing way, you can solve a lot of questions. Maybe I'll do that technique or method, whatever, today. 12:37 तो हो ही गया. I'll sleep and then tomorrow, मतलब जो भी है. But I did learn very I'm using this app called Finch, not Aaron Finch. अब तो वो क्रिकेट में आता भी नहीं है, इसलिए मैंने पूरा नाम भी, मतलब एरन फिंच ही था ना. हाँ, एरन फिंच, व्हाटएवर. फिंच, दैट बर्ड ऐप. 2-3 दिन से ही, बट इट्स क्वाइट गुड फॉर people who doesn't have focus. But from that, I woke up at 8, and from that I got inspiration to go to take s- like sun मतलब सनशाइन लेने की वहाँ से गए फिर मतलब बहन चो ये पूरा थोड़े बोलेगा तो I was reading this book. It's very interesting. How to silence your mind. Learning to silence mind. Wellness through meditation. By Osho. Should I discuss it? Malab, I'm 75% through this book. And the most amazing part came uh, in here, like through question and answer session. Wait. Do real problems exist? Are all problems just mind games? इससे पहले कुछ था क्या? So basically, I was talking about difference between West and East and his dynamic meditations, which you might know if you have seen that documentary, Wild Country. So those meditations were really wild. But then comes this question. Okay, this was no case, but then comes this question. Yeah, this was the question. Do really do real problems exist? Are all problems just mind games? Does awareness make problems disappear, or is there a possibility that awareness brings repression? I find that whenever I feel a little more centered and aware than usual, I don't find I don't feel any problems. But when I'm no more centered, all the problems are back and they look even bigger. Is this repression? I would call this a state. Love. I also have this state where I feel clarity of mind. Then that state goes away. The next state, all of the things are unclear. There's a lot of doubt, a lot of like uh, cluttered decision making, or even confused decision making, or like you get confused over there only, like all of your energy tries in like try to making one good decision. So this thing maybe happens with a lot of people, maybe most of us. And then he says all problems are out of unawareness. Unawareness creates problems. And this is also I was learning from Dr. K. And also I've read in other psychology books that uh, being aware to anything uh, like being aware is the solution. Every time you feel emotions or something, you try to be aware of it, even without, even if you don't fight it. Fighting is what here in question is called a repression, fighting or ignoring. But staying aware, what happens when you aware stay aware is you understand the root of the emotion or your thinking, or where is it, or where it is coming from, and staying aware helps you in a way that you don't fall into it. Because when you are unaware, you'll get dragged up in that cycle, and without even knowing, you'll be far ahead of yourself. You'll have no control, and that cycle is built in a way which will carry you further and further, and you'll have no idea that is being unaware. The sheer spontaneity of that cycle will uh, like keep you, like take you distant places, like where you don't want to be. A person who represses his problem will be afraid of becoming aware. So problems are, they are not repressed. Then it says कि अगर पर्सन जो कर रिप्रेस करता है, he will be afraid of becoming aware again. So that's not the solution. And then he says about repression and staying aware कि there was a river, dirty river. Guest came, then he had no idea where should he take him to river. Then he takes him at night, and guess guest says, "Wow, it's such a beautiful place." Then he says that don't come here at morning. And now, if you repress, you will be afraid of becoming aware. That's why millions of people are afraid of becoming aware. Awareness will bring light into you, and then you will see all the scorpions and the snakes and the wolves, and that is frightening. One keeps oneself in darkness, at least one can go on pretending that there is no problem. So that is a repression. And you can see that whenever awareness will come at start, it will create problems. When you are unconscious, you create problems. Unconsciousness has its own language. That is the language of problems. And I have experienced this too. Like when you're, I'm comparing maybe state of clarity to being aware. Maybe that's not the right comparison, but I think it's pretty similar. When you're in clear state of mind, nothing seems a problem to you. But when you're out of it, even a smallest thing becomes a big headache. Even if a solution is given to you in your unconsciousness, you will make a problem out of it. That's what goes on happening. If I say something to you, you understand something totally different. That is in the state of unawareness. Do real problems exist? They exist only when you are unconscious. Like dreams, when you are asleep, they exist, they are real. Does awareness make problems disappear, or is there a possibility that awareness brings a repression? It depends on you. Okay, he says now that if awareness is forced, then it is a repressive thing, and consciousness is not to be out of willpower. And okay, now I realize that Krishna also says uh, about control or staying aware. जब विश्व सोता है तब मुनि जागता है, एंड जब जग विश्व जागता है तब मुनि सोता है. And other than this as well, there are other श्लोकास एंड जहाँ पे कृष्ण बात करते हैं अबाउट awareness, staying alert. Muni, he मतलब मुनि और कौन सा था, स्थित प्रज्ञ, ऐसे कुछ वर्ड्स का यूज़ करते हैं वो टू डिस्क्राइब दैट गाय. And that awareness can be built by Krishna's, if we look into that, by Krishna's views, it can be built by uh, taking control of your इंद्रियाज, इंद्रियों को कंट्रोल में लेने के बाद बाय योर संयम और योर इंटेलेक्ट और योर ब्रेन, जो भी समझ है उससे. And here he says that consciousness should be relaxed and a kind of a let go. Anger arises stubbornly, you try to become aware of it. It will go into reservoir of your unconsciousness. It will get stored there. So I don't know if you're understanding this or not, but till you're keeping it till you're like really forcing it, maybe it will go somewhere and then it will resurface. So it's basically not gone because that thing is not coming out of understanding, knowledge. It is coming out of force, will. uh, People who become angry for small reasons are good people. They are never in a rage. You can trust them. Maybe making a quite general statement, but it is also true according to sciences, but not true for all people. The so-called good people, respectable, okay, never bring awareness through willpower. So how does awareness come? Now, as you watch a cloud moving in the sky, the inner sky, an anger cloud moves, watch it. So basically, watch it. Neutral you should be. Try to understand it. Look deep into it, and you will find there is a chain. The anger cloud disappears means chain means anger is coming out of something else, that something else is coming out of something else, else is coming out of something else. But because you looked deeply into it, something else has been found. Maybe ego was hurt, so ego caused the chain reaction which surfaced as anger. That's why you become angry. Now watch this ego cloud, which is more subtle. Go on watching it. Get deep into it. Nobody has ever been able to find anything in the ego. And after making this statement, he moves on. So if you go deep into it, you'll not find it. When you have not found it, it is no more. Then suddenly there is a great light out of understanding, out of penetration, out of witnessing, and that is the end of it. So, but when he says that uh, nobody has ever been able to find anything in the ego, well, ego is a, as of my understanding, ego is not one single thing. Correct? Ego is made up of different perception of yourself, or balls of samskara. So ego is made of that. So is it true that when you look into ego, nothing comes out of it? Like you cannot see ego is empty or ego is void? Or is it that ego leads you to some of your past experience which had built your ego, and then you understand it, and then comes the clarity? Of course, I don't know, I haven't gained any clarity. And then awareness arises. Awareness has beauty and benediction. This awareness will heal you. And if this awareness comes, you will never be tired from it, because it has not been forced in the first place. And then he gives some example of why Christianity has system of holidays and East doesn't. So this was the most important, like part of this book. Meditation is in silence. In the starting part of it, it explains, this book, that meditation is in silence. Means uh, gap between your thinking. Like if you say Ram, 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 if you chant Ram, 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 Ram 1,000 times, then whatever is there in between two chants of Ram is silence. And why you'll get meditative through it? Because you'll get bored of saying same word. So, but there is also Bhakti Marg. I mean, he doesn't talk about it, but that name of Ram, name of Ram gives you so much feeling of happiness. It overjoys you, and that's how comes the meditation, the way Meera and others, Narsi Mehta, they were all meditative through Bhakti Marg. They were obsessed with name of Krishna. Okay, this is going out of subject, but this was interesting. And out of after this, I had some clarity of mind, but it didn't lasted so long. I think that's the thing, that you might experience something, some experience from a book or from anything else, from outer external inputs, but at the end it will it will it will have to come from within. It will come from within at the end of the uh, struggle. And it is also thing where when you try to focus on it too much, you're basically giving into the feeling of ego, that you're trying because you want to uh, be meditative, you want to liberate yourself, that kind of feeling. So that is also coming out of ego. And how will it help if it is, if its very origin is ego? How will it help in dissolving ego? Then right before this, I uh, heard from this podcast of Dr. K with the other guy, I don't remember, about Shunya meditation. I've heard about Shunya meditation, but I haven't really, I didn't really know what it was. It is basically feeling of void within, void which doesn't feel anything, which is empty, which cannot be sensed. Every other part of your body in space, even without touching it, you can sense it. Your body senses a signal, but that void is there which doesn't. That void is completely empty. It is completely neutral. It cannot feel sadness. It cannot even feel happiness. So basically, like the concept of whole and for a few times in starting, I did feel it. I mean, I didn't feel it. That's the thing, that I didn't feel it. That's why I feel it. I think that's too much. And this was not documenting, by the way. This was just bullshit. I mean, bullshitry from my side. But documenting, further in documenting. What is else? I'm thinking, what's else in my life that I can put subtly for my future self to understand. Another question for you is, future self, do you still get joy from, like, the whole point of documenting is basically to track how much progress you made. But if you're getting caught in progress, is it really like elevating. It's not correct. So I hope you don't get any joy from watching this, or like you get joy from, but it's like purely unconditional. And other thing, please, please, अब प्लीज़ बोल दिया तो मैं नहीं बोल पाऊँगा आगे कुछ भी, बट ब्रो, 2812, but now I should review मैथ्स का जो भी बाकी था मैं, बिकॉज आई वाज फोकसिंग ऑन decision making and VALR and covering other maths topics. I still haven't done this QR का कि कौन से questions आते हैं उसमें से. I do recommend that podcast. भाई कितना कुछ था उस podcast में. Let me show you which podcast I'm talking about. Like, it was really amazing. I mean, seriously noted it down, some of the things. पूरा थोड़ी दिखाऊंगा तुम लोग को. हाँ, नहीं दिख रहा ना. First things and a healthy gamer GG. How to build a life you don't need to escape from. Dr. K. Amazing podcast. I think a downside of documenting is that when you put hashtag documenting or whatever, people don't come. No one comes. If I had put if I had put it coding or chess or something else, someone would be watching. But that's all for today's segment. Now I'll see this. This goes away. Like right now, I'm full of feelings, almost like overwhelmed. Another thing is that I want to learn how to dance. And when you say how to dance, how to learn how to dance, it's really not the good inspiration, because dance is an art form. You need to, like, what do you say? You don't learn dance. You don't say how to in a dance. It just happens. It's a free flow. Sure, you can say that I'm attracted towards dancing. I want to dance right now, but you don't say how to dance and all. But dancing is the, I think, dance. Do you know dancing is also an way of meditating? Like dancing is also a way of meditating in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, 120 meditative practices given by Shiv himself. There are few techniques which are which talks extensively about dancing, which are like totally dancing practices that you can lose yourself in dancing, and through that get to meditation. It's a fucking amazing thing, dancing. I would say on priority list or beauty wise, dancing is number one, and then everything else. Like any other thing in world is different, but dancing top. And this is not the question I want. I covered till question 7. So my somehow I just need to understand which types of questions are there, and like what's the percentage of topics and questions, so that I can learn those topics. Bag contains 40 cards, 1 to 40, 1 to 5. Lata divides the number obtained from Ashok's bag by the number obtained from Silpa's. I've looked at it. I've checked this question. It was case wise, that you make combination of cases and then check. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. So basically, all of them, probability is 1 because you're not getting uh, a remainder is not greater than 2. It is always less than equal to 2. That's why probability 1. Case 4 is case where probability is 3 out of 4, because when you get 3, welcome to the stream, Aman Bhai. How are you? And how about your chess rating? उसका क्या हुआ? Do you want to come to Discord? Divisor 5. If divisor is 5, then 3 out of 5 again. Possible remainders 3 and 4. Of course, okay. So final probability 1 by 5. Each divisor is equally likely. So each divisor's probability is that's why 1 by 5 and into combination of them. Okay, this is probability question. Question number 9. By the way, I still got 9 out of 28 correct. And I only got 3 incorrect. Like I took this test like way back. Maybe it was a tukka. A 3-digit number has digits in strictly descending order and divisible by 10 by changing the places of the digits. A new digit. This is really annoying. मेरे को तो कंटाल आता है. While streaming, this is the least thing that I enjoy. Doing maths. बिल्कुल भी मज़ा नहीं आता. अमन यहाँ नहीं रहा अब. गुड नाइट भाई. गुड नाइट. मैं भी सो ही रहा हूँ. अमन यहाँ नहीं रहा. I just want to know at this point of time that what is the topic type. Then I'll be able to get what I need to solve, like what's the abundance of questions that are coming in an exam from that topic. It's from number system. What the fuck? Yeah, of course it is from number system, but I thought it had to do with some higher concept or something. It is simple only. I'm gonna try to solve it right now. Okay, but let's understand it. A three-digit number has digits in strictly descending order and divisible by 10. If it is divisible by 10, that means it is called 0. What the fuck was that? A three-digit number. Okay, that means it is called 0 in unit place. By changing the places of the digits, a new three-digit number is constructed in such a way that the new number is divisible by 10. Changing the places of the digits. The difference between the original number and new number is divisible by 40. How many numbers will satisfy all these conditions? Okay, so they are basically not asking to us about number. How many numbers does this condition comply? Descending order means that number is getting smaller and smaller. Since it is divisible by 10, it has to has 0 at unit place, three-digit numbers. By changing the places of the digits, A new three-digit number is constructed in such a way number is divisible by 10 as well. So it has also got 0 in unit place. Now the thing is key. It has to be the case where if you're saying that how can a new three-digit number be constructed by changing a place. If you change the places, you cannot have 0 at 100th place. You can, if you have 0 at 10th place and you are changing places there, then it's basically the same number. And if you're changing places with 100th place cannot be 0, then it will become a number 0. Let me first check the explanation. Last digit must be 0, strictly descending right digits, hundreds, tens and units. So we deciphered it correctly. Recurrent number divisible by 10, last digit again 0. Difference of two permutations of the same digit. Since both numbers are divisible by 10, so digit 0 must be present. Must be the last digit in both numbers. Original number A B 0, B is 0. Okay. Okay, so I thought when you say by changing the places of the digits, a new three-digit number is constructed. I thought you have to change places where there is 0, but that's not the case. You can also change place in 100th place and 10th place. I think this is also the one of the important things that I have learned. That start the problem with knowing whatever you have and then build on that. Don't try to calculate it in mind. If you do that, you'll lose the vision. Maybe you'll get stuck at somewhere and you'll say that there's no solution, let me look at it, but never do that. If I change places with AB and then the new number is constructed, how many numbers are possible which are also divisible by 40? One 120, if I change now to 10, so basically 210 is not divisible by 40, but if I say the number was 210, then 120 is divisible by 40. So one number is that, but are we gonna calculate like this? Yeah, I think so, because 80 is not. Okay, you're gonna go into hundreds. So 160 is, so which means I think it was pretty easy question, no? If you went assume about this that zeroth change places, zeroth place changes places. Wow. But now that 120, then next comes 160. Because 80 you cannot go. It has got only two digits. So one number is 120. Now if we go 160, so it will be 610 changing itself to 160. Now 200 we cannot take. 200 we cannot take. Yeah, we cannot take 200 because 0 2, it will become 0 to 0. 0 to 0, this is not a number. 3 digit number तो नहीं है. So next we'll go to 40, which is 14 changing itself to not 14, 20 to 40. If we keep on going like this, 820 to 280, so I got 4 numbers, 120, 160, 240, 220, which is divisible by 40. If I go for 320, 320, this is also true. So I got already 5 cases, 5 such cases. Now if I go for 360, which will be 360 now, 630, 360, yes, correct. Now I've gotten 6 cases. Now I have to see that 400 doesn't work, correct? 440 is basically the same number, so it also doesn't work. 480, so 840 changing 480. So why is this is not a number? Why is this is not in case? .480 is divisible by 40. Do we have any other conditions? Which I didn't see. Strictly in descending order. Descending order, do you mean hundredths place, tenths place, or zero and zeros place? Or you're saying that 840 is correct, but 280 is not correct? I mean 820, 610, 230. 230 is not correct, let's say, because after 2 comes the 3, which is not in descending order. Write both numbers 100A, 10B, 100B, 10A. Okay, and then you find the differences. Okay, fuck. I was doing it wrong. Because it is said that the difference between the original number and the new number is divisible by 40 and not the number itself. This is one important thing to remember, that at least remember the tagline, tag question. So I forget to do that. So difference between them Now I think you can also pretty much do it by hit and try, but here they have done it through equation. What is 90a minus b then? Okay, this is the difference. 90a minus b, 0, 90 minus minus b is equal to 4 or 8. 6 minus 2, okay, 6 numbers. 5 minus 1 is 4. 6 minus 2 is 4. 7 minus 3 is 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. So it's also total 6 numbers. We equaled it to the difference. And mod 40, I don't understand this. Mod is equal to remainder. Is it modular? 2 modulo. Yeah, modulo. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it, but that's all for today's stream. See you. Tata. Bye bye. Good night. Happy dancing. Keep dancing.